I'm not using, well, I am using one. I think I'm going to use this one. These are new in the new mini because I only received my order today, so I thought if it doesn't come I'll have to have something alternative prepared. So I have been working on that and I really loved what I did, so I'm going to go with that. Plus you never know when your order's going to come or not come. So I spent the afternoon popping my stickers on my new stamps and putting my dies on magnets. So tonight I'm going to create two very different cards using these sets from the annual catalogue. This set has not had much love from me at all. I really struggled to get this beautiful hibiscus flower exactly how I wanted it, and I did actually watercolour it. I think we've had it in the catalogue for a couple of years now, and I forgot how I did that, so I experimented a bit, and I'm just so happy with what I've come up with that I just had to share. And then I thought I'd make another card to show the versatility, just using the I've just done it's a beautiful scene using the palm trees and just some ink. So I won't wait all night for people to jump on. We'll get started because this is so anyway, before I do that, I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria, Australia. So pop that out the road for a minute because we're going to use the Stamparatus for this technique. So I don't know if you guys have got this stamp set. I mean, we shouldn't despair when we can't, you know, the shipping has been, well, it's probably been a week and a half. I ordered as soon as I could for as soon as the catalogue went live, and I just received it today, which was Tuesday. It's nearly 2 weeks, so it's okay. I didn't grab out my inks either, so I think I wrote them down on my envelope, didn't I? Oh, Poppy Parade I need first. Is anyone else here yet? Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. How are you this hot evening, hot day? You'll see why I'm using the Stamparatus in just a minute, and I should be using my new thing. Those of you who saw my post about this lady, Jan, I can't remember her name. If you look on it's my Stampin' Up one, not sure which one, there's a link. If anyone's interested, I can give you the link to, you can contact Jan if you, and this is what this is if you've got arthritic hands or you just, you know, have trouble with the pressure, putting the pressure. So if you'd like one of them, there's a whole set. I actually got another set. I probably don't need them, but I got a glue holder. So did Denise. And this little holder here, which would take your blender brushes. I've got a big blender brush thing, but I thought that would be handy once I get back to doing classes and we need to do them in the dining room. I can just take whatever I need in this. That's my, without carting my whole big thing, big whirly gig that I've got. Now, I don't know what's happened to the lid of my, actually what you should probably do is put a little arrow with top, so you know if you're going to take it out of the, I haven't been taking it out of the Stamparatus, so let's see how we go. Have you done much watercolouring before? So you just really, oh yeah, I probably should have showed you on my hand. You don't need lots of water for this first step. All I'm going to do is flick the wet ink out like this. It would be easier if I took it out. Going to have a crick in my neck. I'm just being lazy. And these new water pens, water painters, are great. So that's about enough. You could do these bits too if you wanted to. Watercolouring is so soothing and relaxing. Especially like this, because we're not, at the moment, we're not picking up some ink, any ink, but now we will be picking up some ink. So I'm going to grab my Pale Papaya. This is the way I like to do it. You can put a couple of drops of Pale Papaya on your ink pad if you prefer. I don't need much, that's why I'm doing it like that. And you don't need to even let that dry. Oh, you can see what I'm doing there. I'll put that over here. That's probably a bad move. Can everyone see if I do it like that? You're just going to make a bit of a wash. You never go straight from your wash onto your project. That's probably a bit pale, she says, doing it. But you just go gently and make sure you haven't got too much. You don't want a big dark blob, that's what I'm trying to say. So I went off there. And just gently watercolour. I'm just wiping off the Poppy Parade because I don't want a heap of red in it. I mainly want the Pale Papaya, and I have got it fairly pale, but you get the idea. I'll continue with this one. I do have the flowers for tonight already done and cut out, but I just wanted to show you how I did this. And I'm going to do some leaves and the little frangipani as well, but I'm going to do them separately. When I was doing it myself, I did them all at once, and you'll see I'm going to dry this off and then stamp in the Poppy Parade again. So to get ink just on this one without getting it on the different coloured inks, it was a bit tricky, so I just thought I'll do them all separately just to show you. You don't really have to be too particular. Probably don't even need to dry it, but I will. So if I don't dry it, it'll just all blend in. So that's the heat tools just here. Okay, so now just making sure that hasn't moved. I don't think it has. I'm going to go again with our Poppy Parade. Just over the top. Oops, it'll work if I have that there, is it? Hopefully that hasn't moved. And I keep forgetting to use my little tool. See how pretty that is. And then to get the little, let's reach out to grab my Daffodil Delight pencil. You can just use a dab of any kind of yellow ink if you want, but I just found it easier just to grab my pencil. And just colour in the stamens. And you can just going to see if that's dry. Let's not dry that because I don't want to activate the poppy. I only want to activate the, I don't know if you could hear me say that, I don't want to reactivate the poppy colour. I only want to activate the yellow just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Now, how super pretty and stunning is that? I just loved that I could do that. Now, there's a bit of scrap paper to get my stamp somewhat clean. It's easier before you take it off to get it a little bit clean. What did I do now with my chamois? Here we are. Oops. And that is taking a power of ink off. I don't need that on here anymore, so we'll just take that off. Probably actually put that away. That's probably clean enough, isn't it? Grab out our next. We'll do the leaf next. The right way around would be good. So I did my leaves in, I might push that over a bit so that when I go to cut it out, I can cut the whole lot together. So we're doing the leaves in a similar fashion. Looking for your ink and you've got it in your hand. Okay, with this one, we're just going to, again, just get your water painter, you've got to keep squeezing the barrel so you just get a bit of water. You don't need a lot, just a bit. You're just going to, there's lots of different ways you could do this. You could do the flower just on some coloured cardstock, but I think it looks stunning the way I've done it. And the same here, you could do the granny apple on a lighter green or on the same green. You could just stamp it, but I think it gives a lot more interest and texture if you do it like this. This is not a quick card, so often when I do a live, I typically don't do things that I would do in a workshop. This is one I wouldn't do in a workshop. Just because of the time factor, or class I mean, not a workshop. Because of the time factor involved. So then you're just going to stamp. The hardest thing to remember is to keep drying them in between. There was a couple that I did the other day that I forgot to dry in between. So that's probably the hardest thing to remember. So with this, well, I did 3 leaves, but we'll just do the one just to show you. And we did some little frangipanis as well. Grab my trusty chamois. My chamois is getting rather discoloured, but it keeps on going, so. Okay, we'll grab out our frangipani. This one I found a little bit tricky to work out the colours for. So I thought for tonight's one, the ones I've done to create the card for tonight, I've already done those, and I did them in Daffodil Delight, which I usually love, but I don't know, I re-inked all my pads, and it's, the colour's a bit like, it's a bit like Crushed Curry. It's not a true Daffodil Delight, so I don't know whether I, see, that's not either. That's saffron, so that's why that's not. So I actually just did that, and on my hands, easier to see. Then I just gently went in there. Didn't colour the whole thing. I may have coloured the whole thing on tonight's ones, I just can't recall. But you can do whichever you prefer. We could actually I wonder what they'd be like with, that would be like with fresh freesia. I'm going to try that just to see. I didn't think of using that. That might be a prettier colour, because the yellows that I'm using seem to be a dirty colour. I wanted a nice bright colour. Let's see. I'll pop it. I'm going to get another one there. I reckon I will. So let's see what the freesia looks like. Oh, I've got things blowing everywhere here with the fans on full pelt. Oh, that's prettier. Why didn't I think of that before? That's gorgeous, that colour. Stunning. Love it. So now we'll dry that off. I actually might. I'll have a look what colour I've done. And if I happen to like this one better, I might do another one and use these ones instead. Just have to bear with me while I die cut them out, that's all. Oh, that is so pretty. I've got to use that now. I've got to use that. I'm making work for myself, but that's all right. I might bring in my little baby boss and show any people that, I don't know if I've got anyone else on, but anyone. Hi Margaret, hi Leanne. Anyone who's new or hasn't done any stamping before can see what we mean by die cutting. So dry that one off. Do this again. Use my New Beaut tool. That is just gorgeous, that colour. Love, love, love it. As you probably know, I'm not really a yellow person, so this is a really pretty yellow. We need to keep this one. Who knows, maybe when we have a colour refresh it might come back. Who knows? So that's all, I'm all done with the water painter. Just got to dry that before we stamp it again. Not taking much drying tonight, I could tell you. I think it's, I don't know, still about 32, 33 degrees, I think. Use your New Beauty tool. Oh, stunning. Just gorgeous. Now, for the other samples I'll show you when I'm finished. I used a card sketch and I did old bits of paper and you know, when I finished I thought, you know what, I reckon I can just pop that on my Pale Papaya cardstock without doing all that. So that's what I plan to do. I actually had them all done and I put them out on my card and I thought, you know what, that looks fantastic with my card. I'm going to just clean this off too in case I make a mess, sticking my hand in it. Pop this over to the side. I do need that again for the next card. I wrote down the colours in case I forgot. Now, can anyone tell me what this is? That's in the die set of this set. I've no idea what it is. I don't think it's the centre of the hibiscus because that would look silly. But I'm running over a piece of paper that's on the floor. Might as well run right over it without the road. Okay, and I found when I was going through my stash that I had this piece that I'd cut, so I thought, oh, that's going to work. So what did I do with the new folders now under here? So I was going to let you choose, but I think I'm going to choose. I think I'm going to use the gingham folder. Pop that on there. And like I said, I did these flowers exactly the same way. Did I texture them? I don't think I did. I'll just arrange them however you like. See, they've got, those ones were Daffodil Delight. Now that looks nothing like Daffodil Delight. I almost think I've got the wrong re-inker on them, but it wasn't. I can assure you it wasn't. So, yeah. And I did the leaves exactly the same too. So you see, you can just play with it and just do. I might, yeah. So we'll put that aside because I like those other. Now that I've done the other colour, I really like those. So I'm going to place that aside and we're going to die cut those little frangipanis. My little purple, my voice, my little purple mat helps remember where I got this. I think I got it in BJ's when they were here. In Kerrang, but they're not here anymore. Closed down. Where's my bin gone? Oh, and I should have mentioned, sorry guys, this is shimmer paper too. One of my favourite colours for watercolouring. Favourite colours, favourite papers for using when I'm watercolouring. So if you're using the bigger die cutting machine, you could do all of these all at once. Well, you couldn't do the multiples, of course, but you could do a flower and which is what I did, a flower and a leaf and two flowers and a leaf at the same time. So, and some of those little leaves as well. They're just dies now. Now where's the dies? Go. So in the dies we've got aloha, we've got a pineapple, and we've also got the palm trees. So I'm going to be using palm trees and doing making a card that would be you could give to a guy or a lady. Pretty versatile. Now to get this right. Yeah, that's right. There's a good old washi tape. Hopefully I didn't bump it out of sync. That's not too bad. I reuse my washi tape. Do one more. Where do you go? I think it's there. I think. Yeah, I think that's right. I'll just go have another bit of a look. You know, once you get it right, you know. Yeah, that's not right. I think I had it right the first time. Has anyone got this set? Can't remember whether you have this or not, Sharon. Sharon's got as much as me, almost, I reckon. Or she probably has more than me. She loves her card making, and she's really good at it too. Oops, let me get my pencils out the way. Got so much stuff here, I'm getting all cluttered. That one's better. Okay, we'll put the die away. Oops, my dies were stuck to the magnet. Did anyone know what that little thing was, the little flowery thing? Hi Cheryl. Hi Glenda. Hi Charmaine. Denise. Hi Myrtle. Leanne, did I say Leanne? Thanks Sharon. Now we'll put this away. He's brought his little mat with him. Okay. Must remember Okay, now to get this card done, see those ones are a lot prettier, aren't they? You would have to agree. Now, just got to work out where I want things, which is not hard. Just a matter of we want the flower to be sitting up like that. Maybe I want that leaf there. And let's just texture these. Find out where we want them. I reckon that can go there even if it sits over the top. And whether we want a sentiment or not. These flowers are so large on one of them. Yeah, one of them I didn't even put a sentiment. Maybe I'll go up a bit further because my leaf is having trouble fitting there. I kind of want these leaves to look as though, I know they're probably not frangipani leaves, but they're just a different sort of a leaf. I did stamp this already just to see whether we want that or not. So I'm going to adhere those. If we don't want the, actually, where's the punch? Don't tell me I've lost the punch now. Let's just get the sentiment. I don't think you guys will mind that I've already stamped that, just to save time. That's from the same set, and this is the, whatever this punch is called. I sometimes do 2 of these because it's easier for me to get that adhered. And we're just gonna put that on there. And actually, if we don't use it for this one, we'll use it for the other one. I just like to have a little bit of an edge showing, and I find that if I do 2, I don't need to, people seem to struggle with what I do here. So see, I've just got that showing there, and what I find is if I punch out 2 shapes, I don't have any problem hiding that. Sometimes you get that gap there. I don't have any trouble hiding that. So I'll get those adhered, and if we need to have that, we'll have it. If we think not, well, we won't. It's going to, I'm thinking not, really. Not because I'm lazy, as I can just see that there's no room for it. I just put a dimensional in the middle, and that way, if you need to stick something behind, stick your leaves in behind, you can. Now, I wasn't sure where I wanted that. Probably up there a bit. Yeah, I want them to show. Didn't do all that work for nothing, did we? I want those to show. Let's kick the leaf out the road for a minute. Get our flowers in, our little frangipanis. And put some dimensionals on our leaves as well. I want these leaves to come from the hibiscus and these ones to come from the frangipani. Even if they're not frangipani leaves, that doesn't matter because it's a card, it's not real life. Sure if I want those ones. Did I have, no, those are the ones I did. Didn't do 2. Oh, yes, I did. Look, what else have I got in here? Yeah, I think I want the little short ones, not those ones. Have I got 2 of them? Yeah, I've got 2 of them. Just texture that with my finger, seeing I've got the dimensional already on my finger. That one fits better. Yeah, that's better. This one can go here. This leaf. Oh, getting the little one on my finger. Let's put it on the. Let's put it on that leaf. Maybe we need to work out where that goes first. I don't want these leaves running into each other, do we? Cut my nails last night. That was a bad move. I'm just sitting that there in case we need to move it. There. Now, do we want to put a sentiment? I'm thinking no. I don't even think we want ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the flower. What did I do with it? Oh, I put it away. Woohoo, I put it away. I was a good girl and put it away where it should go. And I just want to show you something else. Let's grab a block and you can be thinking about that sentiment. So if I don't use it here, I might use it on the next one, and I might not use it at all. So I want that like that. And oh, I've got an envelope here. What am I doing? Let's make sure there's nothing else hiding in there. Oh, there is. Those sorts of leaves. I knew I'd stick my finger in that. It was bound to happen. As long as I don't do it on my project. Everything's drying out. I've got that baby wipe in a bin so I don't have wet stuff everywhere. That's rather a good idea. And look what I've done. I'll end up getting inky fingers again. What are you doing? Got too much stuff there. I need to clear the decks a bit. I hate getting ink all over my ink pads, and look what I just did. I often will give it a spray with some water while it's still damp, and that'll be enough to get it off. And if I can't, I usually use a bit of metho. Get it off. Rightio. I don't want to mess up my new page here. I'll stamp it off on this scrap paper again. And I'll clean that properly this time before I put it away. Just wanted to show you now, what did I do? I think I put it away. How you can actually, I lied, I'm not finished with the water painter, and what did I do with it? Oh, here. Just again, just get it running a bit. Now this is, I'm not going to do it on the envelope, because I don't want a disaster. But on the Whisper White, well not Whisper White now, is it? It's basic white. I found I could. Probably not as intense as I did with the shimmer paper, but it works. I'll show you some other colours that I've half stamped this big flower, and I've had a bit of a play with some other colours, so I'll show you those in a sec. Actually, it's only an envelope, isn't it? So we might see if we can. I just need a bit of water. Just a bit, not too much. Oops, a bit much there. Not going to colour the whole thing of this one, but I can with the other one on the basic white, and I'll show you that in a sec. That's just enough to give that, to wake that up and give it a bit of life. Just to clean your water pens, you just squeeze the water through. Sorry, I'm not explaining as I go. Squeeze the water through until it runs clean, and then you've got it clean. And then I wiped off my block. I was a bit rash, wasn't I? We can do, and I got more ink on there than I used for my project. That's typical me. Just get it running. And this is just normal basic white, which is fine as long as you don't get it too wet, because it won't hold the water. We're just doing it very lightly. A bit more. I'm using it all up. We're not going to stamp over this one, but you certainly could. What did we think about the sentiment? Are we going to worry about a sentiment? I had thought when I went to bed last night, I could have, and it's too late now, I can't. I could have put a straight piece across, and I could have embossed white onto black. I don't know why I want to use black. Probably because I used black on my other two cards that I did with this set. Maybe that's why. And maybe that's what's wrong with the sentiment. Maybe I need to do it in Poppy Parade. So just like that. And we will dry that. We've got to do our stamens too. Don't need that anymore. Sure, I don't this time. So I'll grab my pencils back again. Hopefully you can see that if I push it out there a bit, you can. We may as well do the stamens on this one as well. I think that's what they're called. I'm not really an expert on, maybe it's called a stigma, is it? Something like that. I remember doing something at school. Was it biology or nature studies or something like that? And we won't activate. No, we might on this one. I've got a little bit of ink there. I guess we may as well see what happens. That looks pretty good. Just make sure your brush is clean for the next time you use it, and just give that another try. Just gives a nice bit of texture. What did we say about the sentiment? No worries, Deb. Unless I fussy cut a smaller one. Yeah. Alright, I'll stamp one and we'll fussy cut it and we'll see. I'll pop this in the centre first. I'll just use my snail. Must be running low on this now. Just filled it up the other night, last night was it? And hopefully I haven't adhered things the wrong way around. No. There we go. Oh, come on. This is closing on me. It won't let me, it won't stay open. It's probably too heavy. I have got a couple of birthdays I need to have cards ready for, so this will be great. Now, so a bit of white. Some scrap over here, I thought. I do. Might try. I'll try it in both. Try it in poppy. I had to think for a minute where it was. It's right in front of me. Find a good bit of this. It's a bit scrappy, this piece. I'm not worried about whether that's straight or not if we're going to cut it out. I'll just clean it. I like to have things clean anyway. That needs a couple of seconds to dry anyway. So I don't want to be smudging it. Right, get my trusty scissors and see what we can do here. My bin. I think this must be thick that I'm using here. It's, now I've got a point. I didn't want a point. What do we think, yes or no? I'm not happy with that. Not happy at all. No. Sorry if you thought yes, but I think no. And I'll just show you the two cards that and I'll show you the other colours. So this one, as I said, I just used a sketch challenge, or sketch to put this one together. These are the same colours, but I think that was Mango Melody. No, that's not too bad, that colour. I should have probably not gone all the way, not coloured the whole thing. But anyway, I'm quite happy with that. And, oh, I haven't put my embellishments on mine. And this one is Magenta Madness for the outline with Flirty Flamingo, would you believe? So, pink one, put the pink one back. I'll leave these out for you to look at while I grab some. Oh, I won't put that in there because it doesn't want to go in there. Get that wet stuff out the road. That's that one. And we'll work out what we want here. So maybe some of the in colour freesia ones. Here's a couple floating around. They might do. They're pretty little. Yeah. Aspar. I forgot I had these, to be honest. So because we need 3, I'll pop one there. And we can just put happy birthday inside. Was that 3 off there? What did I do with that now? Don't know. I might find it on the floor. So that's those 3. Now for something totally different. Totally different. I've just got to remember what to do. Okay. And see if I've got my, yeah, I didn't cut it down, that's right, I just used the same. I'll pop it on here so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I had this, oh no, I didn't do that yet. I did see which one's my yellow, that one. And I used, yeah, I did use daffodil, I think. Probably do it the same as my previous one, with a little bit of a difference because I had to cover up because I put the water streaks on a bit crooked, so I had to put my sentiment over there to cover that up. See, that looks like daffodil, doesn't it? I don't know why it was stamping the maybe I had too much ink on it, and I've used it with done a fair bit of sponging. I think I only went that far with this, I'm not sure now. Did I go further down? Maybe I went further down. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just, you know, how you create a card and then you're not sure how you did it. Do you guys ever do that? Someone said to me years ago, you should write it down as you go. I'm like, you're too busy creating to be writing things down, for goodness sake. So that's the yellow, the Daffodil Delight. And it's supposed to be a sunset, so we're going to put our sun up the top. That's just a circle punched out of that paper. You could use your dies, but you know what's happened? The air conditioner has dried that out. So I'm just going to grab my illegal, it's not illegal, it's retired, that punch. I think it was 1.5 inches. I'll just grab that out and we'll do another one. Hopefully will stick. That was 1.5 inch punch, but if you haven't got punches, you can use your layering circles. Doesn't have to be 1.5 inches now. I always stick mine together. These are the full adhesive sheets. I didn't know that we could get them in Australia, but we can at Officeworks. Mind you, I got them online and it cost me nearly as much to get them posted as it did to buy the things that I wanted. I've got no nails, so I'm not going to be able to get that apart now. See, thought I was all organised. Now the jolly, not the air conditioning, it's the fan that's dried out the sticky. Oh, come on. They do stick well, as you can see. Oh my goodness, and why I adhere them together, put 2 sheets together, is because your punches don't like sticky things. So if you're using, probably a better idea to use the dies actually. That is stuck really fast and hard. But I'm only really getting 1 circle out of those because by the time it's sat there and the fan's blown on it, not blowed. Oh, Calypso Coral. I thought I'd use pumpkin pie, but it's Calypso Coral. Next, did I use? No, I didn't use Poppy. Oh, hang on, that's not the right one. Calypso Coral. And that was the yellow, so I'm going to go to the Calypso Coral, so I'll use this one. And I'm going to start off the edge a bit. And I'm going to go around my sun. Just kind of creating a kind of a sunsetty thing, but with an unusual colour. Wait and see. I just loved my card. Now, polished pink is next. Actually, I probably want a bit more of that. Because I want the pink to kind of blend into the Calypso Coral, I just remembered. And I want this to blend into here as well. Not have a line there. I think that'll be okay. In case I need to go back, I need to, so this is pink. I think that's my light pink. Let me just test that out. Yep. So this is polished pink. We just need a little bit of that. And actually these, particularly for using your masks, there's this little, if you come across this, some of this stuff, I don't know what it's called, when you're using your masks, you don't want to be holding you want to be holding your mask. You don't want to be holding your pad. So I found those little matte things. It came in a great big roll, and I just got a big piece of it. Got some underneath my die cutting machines. I gave Rhonda some the other day because she didn't have any. And I'm just about out now. I just really want a hint of pink here, not too much. And again, I want it blended in. Anyone guess what the next colour is going to be? You would never guess. I think I've come up too high with this one too. It won't turn out like my last one, I can guarantee that. But I'm sure it'll be nice. Now, Highland Heather. Did you guess that? I bet you didn't guess that. My first card, I did my stamping first. It's probably what I should have done with this one too. But anyway, we'll see how we go. It's fairly dark. I just want it extra dark in places. I'm going to grab my gorgeous grape now. I'm just going to use the same brush. This purple's purple, isn't it? Take that off there so I can put that one on there. And I need enough room for a bank, so didn't want that all the way. I just wanted that a little bit, like a little bit dark there, and maybe a little bit in the middle. And then we want our memento. Going to make our bank for our palm tree. Hi Laura. Hi Kerry. Now this is the one that I used last night, I think, is it? No, it's this one. That was the one I used to mask off for doing the water. I had that higher up there. I do want some purple. This one's going to be different. I think I need a bit more purple down here because of where I've got to put my I need a bit of purple showing there. I have come down too far. Never mind, I think we can make it work. Where's my black one? We'll see how we go. Don't want to have black hands and put them on my card. Hopefully you can all see what I'm doing here. Just going to have a peep and see. Yep, that looks looking good. Yep, I think that'll be fine. Now, I was concerned that the water didn't look like water, so what I did was but on my card I did last night, I didn't have the water straight, if that makes sense. So I can do, how did I have that now? Oh, I had it the other way around, didn't I? So, I'm trying to put that where, because I don't want water streaks in my bank. Now, where is it? I I looked and looked for a stamp that suggested ripples in water, and I remembered we have a birch background, and now of course we have, but of course I didn't order it, did I? A water background. But the mistake I made last night was I put it on crooked. I'll show you. You can see a bit of it, but it's not too bad. That's why I put my sentiment over it. So this time I want to get the ripples on the water straight, so pray for me. My card's straight, and if I have this straight, it should be okay. I was really nervous because I was so happy with my card and I didn't want to mess it up. So that's all I'm doing. I could do more, but I'm not going to. Pop that over there. We're not going to bother cleaning that. We're going to grab our Stamparatus again. Oh, I need my mask off there. And do the palm trees first, I think. I better actually clean that because I know how clumsy I am. And I'm probably gonna, especially with Memento, I'm good at getting black all over me with that. Now I can pop that over there and we'll grab our palm trees, and we can go about there. Let me see. Might be able to do the whole lot at once, perhaps. A little boat. Maybe we can't. Oh yeah, I can't see why not. Our little boat can go there. And our birds, I had them kind of flying. Be good if they weren't upside down, I guess. Kind of flying out of the sun. Kinda. Now, the boat's crooked. You all picked that up, didn't you? It's not a boat, it's a yacht, isn't it? And the birds didn't pick up. Still not going to pick up. What's wrong with you? Ooh. There, that got you. And I'm using the Stamparatus because sometimes with Memento you can't get it dark enough. And I actually realised last night in the middle of this card that my StazOn was dry and I had about 2 drops, which so when I squeezed it started to squirt everywhere and I nearly had a pink fit. I didn't go on anything other than the desk, and I don't have another refill. I don't actually know why I would not have another refill. That hasn't worked probably because of the magnet. Or have I got things not level? That's probably why. But because we've used the Stamparatus, we can always go again and again and again if we need to. That's better, heaps better. I should have this around this way so I can see what I'm doing. So as long as you don't get black ink all over your platform, you'll be good to go. Birds might have went a bit skew with too, did they? don't tell anyone. I'm gonna just make those trees a little bit darker. And I can tell that that's a bit wet. But wow, isn't it a stunning card, if I do say so myself? Just gonna stamp those off in there, because we are going to need to use them for our inside on our envelope, which I'll do now. This is just going straight onto I'll show you the finished card, and you can see why I put so my bank is higher. Probably could have put a bit more purple there, but that doesn't look bad. I don't think I'll go back over that. I think that looks fine. And you can see where I went crooked there. That's why I put the sentiment there. But this one, I'm thinking maybe I don't want a sentiment. Just want to let that dry, and I'll grab the inside and the envelope. What did I do on that one? Oh, I did palm trees. Where's my big stamp? And I did some purple sponging by the looks. Put that magnet back where it goes. And that's not comfortable for my hand. This time we won't worry about the stamp apparatus with this one. It's been inked up a fair bit, so it should stamp pretty good. Told you with this black ink, I'm a terror. Anybody else do that? Flip that over because I've got black on there. I'm going to ink up again because I did go off the edge slightly. When you go off the edge to stamp, it'll leave a little mark, which I suppose you all know. Looks like a crease when you've gone off the edge of your card. So if I didn't explain, Polished Pink, Calypso Coral, Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape and Daffodil Delight were the cards. I should have said anything could happen tonight. I'm so tired. I woke up far too early for me this morning and couldn't go back to sleep. It's this hot weather. I can't take it. I'm not good when it's hot. Now, if we're not going to put a sentiment, perhaps we need to. Do we need to put a bit of string across it? Look, I'm quite happy with it as is, actually. What do we all think? And where's that sentiment? Do we want to put that or not? I think you cover up too much of the beautiful card doing that. I think I did. Yeah, I did pop it up. So I'll do that. I'm hoping that's dry. Maybe we'll just check, make sure. Hate to ruin it at this point. Oh yes, there is one more thing we need to do with our purple. We need to do some sponging. I just think that's really different, just a really different look. All I did was look up sunsets and Google sunsets and a few purple ones came up, so that's why I went with the purple. I do love purple. Now, pink purple gal I am. Don't mind which, really, I just love them both. Okay, that's done. I'll put our inside in. Is anyone? No worries, Myrtle. Glad you like it. Yeah, I agree. Don't need a sentiment. Some cards speak for themselves, as Sharon just said. Don't need a sentiment. They're just really nice. And this is a great set, as you can see. It's versatile. You can do guy cards and you can do female cards. Now this is going to be a bit tedious because I must have used all my large black dimensionals, so anyway, it doesn't take too long. Just put a few on here, a few of the mini ones. May as well use them. I don't want to open a new packet because I know what I'll do. I'll use all the big ones again, then I'll have stacks of little ones and I'll have used all the big ones. I kind of wish they'd come separately, but they don't. Get the big and the small in together, not like the white. I just thought, well, I don't use them very often, so while you've got black cardstock on the go, it's good to use them. And this does the job of my nails when I've cut them. I had to, I was afraid they'd break off if I didn't do something. Now I'm stuck to the card. Make sure I get this straight. Okay, now all we need is our black rhinestones. Black, probably not rhinestones, are they? They're what are they? These black matte dots. I think they're still current. Pretty sure they are. I wasn't aware if they're not. Now, do we have? Actually, I'm going to use up these other ones because they're littler. Gosh, how many packets of those did I get? I'm still going on them. These were a couple of years ago. Oh, that went in there. I will put that in there because these ones come off. Probably because they're so old. Anyway, use them up. They're black. So, yeah. Okay, so let's put my brushes away. In my U-boot holder that Rhonda's husband made for me. Lucky that I know so many kind people, aren't I? Okay. So if you'd like to shop with me online, I have shared my new host code on Facebook, so look out for that. I don't send out each person a little gift. I do it a little bit differently. I at the end of the month, I will do a prize draw. So you get a prize that's a bit more than what you'd normally get if I just sent you a little gift. So yeah, so I do it that way. So are these all going to be upside down, are they? Something's changed, hasn't it? in case you want to take a screenshot. Can you see all them? I hate it when you're trying to take a screenshot and they keep moving around on you. So try not to do that. I don't know if I'm going to get them all in. No worries, Denise. Debbie. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining me. And we'll see you next Friday.